again, Next Level Board Games, and today we're going to unbox Frozen Frontier, a game by Andrei Kolopev and published by Arcane Wonders. And as you can see, this is a really big game. And the one thing I really wanted to point out is that it actually came with the inside 2 of these, so that it was like completely packed in styrofoam, along with being inside 2 cardboard boxes. I've never seen a game packed so well in all of the games I've ordered. So I just wanted to point out they did a really good job packaging and making sure you were going to get your game. No bent corners, no dings, no dents. All right, this is a game for 1 to 4 players, so let's see what is inside. Let's see if I can. There we go, pop the plastic. And the top, there's not much, it's just kind of dark, so it's a little hard to see. There's a little bit of a design, but it's just very dark. Oh, heavy. Oh, cool, all the parts. All right. So on the bottom, what came out when I was pulling the plastic off was this little components piece. So that's nice, an overview for the components. All right, so let's see. Ooh, okay, so you can see, I can kind of see, well, let me put that back on, hang on. On the side, there's a little bit more design and it starts to get like lighter and lighter and lighter, but we don't, I think it's like terrain. I'm not exactly sure what that is yet. All right. So here is the rule book. And it's a pretty good size rule book. It's all dark theme. We like that. I actually use dark mode on my computer for everything, so I love this. So kind of like, again, the contents, but because I have the Kickstarter Deluxe edition, which I should have probably already said, I think this is probably what I would use for the components. And then some concepts, setting up the game. So there's not a ton of stuff on each page. So not like, 6 hours worth of reading, it doesn't look like. Sometimes I put my game group to sleep reading rules. So here's how we play. And yeah, okay, so all the parts of the game, you notice it's like really glossy and just really well, it looks well organized. There's lots of pictures. That makes it so much easier. And yeah, okay, cool. And then the back, sort of like what the different components or what the little different designs mean. That's always super helpful because like instead of tearing through the pages of what does that symbol mean, it's like right on the back. Okay, so probably still gonna need this. Oh, and then a separate little booklet for solo mode. That's nice. So it's easily identified. So there's solo mode. Okay. And then, and then the lore book. All right. Okay. So this is like an illustrated guide about it and history and just kind of like that suspension of disbelief, right? It's going to tell you all about the game and why we're doing what we're doing and what it's all about, and what our goals are. Really great artwork. It's very, very, very graphic. So that's cool. Okay. And that's full size as well. All right. Let's see here. Ooh, big package. Oh, there we go. All right. I know this. Okay. This is a huge box. I don't think I've ever bought a game that was in such a big box. I did not realize it was going to be such a big box. In fact, when I pulled it up, picked it up off the porch, I didn't think that that was for me. I was like, who ordered something? All right, let's see here. So we got some reference board. Oh, okay. Oh, those are nice and thick. So that's nice. And some other little parts. I don't know what these are, but some sort of pieces. And these might be, so these are all the same. There seems to be 4 of these, so probably 1 for every player. But these little parts at the bottom have different colors. So I see blue and I see yellow. So I don't know if those are player colors or if perhaps everybody gets a certain amount. And then we've got some more pieces. I don't know what these are. I don't know what these pieces are. So there's all kinds of pieces here. I don't know if these are like ships or parts of the terrain. It's hard to tell, to be honest with you. I'm not exactly sure yet. But anyway, these are really thick and easy to pop out, as you see. Here's more of these. So there's quite a few of these. It says research. Oh, these might be part of our player boards because it's saying like research and projects. They all look the same on this side. Yeah, and they don't have anything on the back, so they just have the logo. So there's those. Projects and so there's different little sets of pieces. So I'm not sure what all these are, but here's this one. And then this one, which might be for, no, it does go this way. Might be for the entire group of people playing. And then here's something that's going to manage cards because it's saying like discards and regular cards. And then got a bunch of little tokens here. So these are saying like slot locked. So these must just be ways we're tracking what we've developed and what we haven't, I'm going to guess. They all kind of look the same for the most part. Pretty much. There's about 12 of those, 10 of those. So there's those. Everything looks like it's going to fit really well. Like, let's see here. I don't know that this goes here, but like it could definitely fit here. So it's like telling you have research, but then this is saying like the slot is locked. It probably doesn't go there, but maybe it goes here. Oh yeah, that makes more sense. If I could get it lined up. So maybe something like this, where it's just telling you that it's locked and you haven't been able to unlock that yet to be able to get extra abilities. That could be it. All right, so there's those. And again, these are really nice and thick, so I think they're gonna hold up well. And then these, whoops, I wonder, popped one out. The backs are exactly the same. Okay, yeah. So the backs of these, I don't know if it matters, but the backs of these are all the same. Oops, they keep popping out. But they're the same, like the values 1, 2, and 5 are all the same on the back. So I don't know if that's a lucky pick, a lucky draw, or if it just is part of the game. And then we've got these pieces here. Oh, -5 points. Uh-oh, that's not good. And then this possibly is our first player token. And then, so that's those. And then this is, I think this goes alongside the main, this is like the main shipment board. So this is, I think, for the whole game, for everybody. And maybe we track along here how we're doing each player to get new things. Possibly. Okay. And that's good size, by the way. Like as far as the size of the book, it's in essence almost the same, right? It's pretty much the size of the size of the box. So this is a pretty good size board. All right. And then what else? Some foam. Okay, let me see. I feel like you should see how this is packed in here. So there was a little piece of foam on top, and then there's each one of these. These must be for each player, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. It just seems like it makes sense. It looks like there's stuff to pop out. So I'll just pull one. I'll just open one. And again, more foam, like tons of protection for this game. I mean, you'd have to really work to have beat it up, especially the way it was, the foam that it was in when it was delivered. Unbelievable. I feel like these are probably going to get popped out, but I mean, they have to be, right? Oh yeah, they actually pop out super easy, even though they're thick. Okay, so there's different kinds of little tokens. These are going to have to be... Anyway, there's those. So I'm going to assume that each one of these belongs to a player, and there's probably other tokens that are going to go in here, because there's 4 of them. It makes sense. Okay, so that could have been worse. I'll come back to these pieces. Okay, you'll notice there's insert all inside of here. All kinds of good insert. So that's what was trying to come out. But this is really, really heavy. Like that, it's heavy. So that's why I couldn't deadlift it with just my fingers right here. It was just too heavy. All right, let's see. It looks like hopefully it's going to have neat ways. I'm hoping this is a great way to put player stuff away. Anything that helps us like put something away and that the next time we go to play it, it's a quick start. We appreciate, because if you have to spend like 20 minutes setting something up, sometimes it's just not as fun, right? Okay, there's a lot going on here. Another piece of foam. There's a lot in here. I hope I can remember where everything goes. So here's a little score pad, I'm guessing, for the end of the game. So kind of like the different things ways you can get points. And then a ton of these cubes. And these are kind of like the same cubes you've seen a million times, but I don't think I've ever seen them quite in this color, but the same kind of cubes for tracking stuff. There we go. Okay, so there's those. They almost don't even fit. And then we've got all kinds of, I'm going to show you green because, you know, I love green. I'll show you the different, well, actually, let me take these out of there. These look like tracking tokens of some sort. I don't need all of them. So here's just a couple. And the player colors, as you can see, they're kind of like this teal green. We've got this red, we've got purple, and we've got yellow. I'll show you all the colors with this one particular piece, which is sort of like, I don't know, some sort of a facility on the moon, I think. So they've got those. So those are the player colors, and that's one piece. And then the next one is going to be these guys. Again, I don't know exactly what these are. This almost looks like a really big robot. So there's those. The yellow is really bright and kind of easy to see, even though I'm not necessarily a yellow fan. And then here's like our ships. See, oh, I actually can't fit them all. Our little ships. And I notice they're on a base. So like we'll be able to set them on the board and they'll stand. So even though the other ones obviously just had flat bottoms, right? But because these are ships, they have like a little perch. So we can still set them down. So these are cool. And if you notice, the insert is like perfect for these. Everything fits just so. So that's nice. Okay, and then everything has the same little tokens that I originally showed in the green, and we have all those as well. Okay, then what else do we have? We have a bunch of cards. Cardboard still. So there's not a ton of them. They're just because they're really thick. So the nice thing is they should hold up, but they do have really shiny, so like, oh my gosh. These look a lot like the ships and stuff that we saw in the book, in the lore book. So I'll show you some of these real quick. Hopefully you can see like the shiny surface of the ship. It's very colored. Really pretty, kind of neat. So there's just a bunch of these. Hopefully that shows up. It looks really cool in person. It's like a blue and a copper and some colors in between. Anyway, so they all of the ships have that, and here's all the different ones. So there's that. Okay. So there's maybe like 10 of those. So there's those. And then a whole bunch of cards. Oh, these are also really thick. So it looks like tons of cards, but there's not many. There's probably the same amount. So maybe these are like captains or players we could play. So I think these are probably maybe characters that we're going to either run into or that we can play. So there's a whole bunch. Again, these are really thick. So they're going to last. Not get tore up as easily as some of the things might. And it looks like they all have unique characteristics at the bottom. So that's fun. Slightly asymmetrical abilities probably. And everything fits in there really well. So there's that. Put that over here. Okay. And then what was on top of that, which is like super heavy and actually has like pieces of foam on the side still. I don't know that I want to lose those. Okay. And then we have these. Wow. Those are really heavy. All right. So I believe these are like city tiles, I think. So it says 6 city tiles in the regular instructions, but in the deluxe it says 3 city sets, each of which have 6 city tiles. Oh my gosh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, wow. I don't know. I have no idea how any of these work, but these are city tiles. And they're really big. Again, like almost the full size of the game board. And they're like dual layered. So you can see how they're very thick. So there's these, and sometimes the circles are on the different sides. So I'm not sure exactly how that works or if it matters, but you get an idea of what these look like. They all basically have the big circle and then room for, I'm guessing, additions of stuff. And then we've got, well, I might as well just go through them all. Some more green. Again, I don't know how these work differently, but they're cool. Star Vegas. Space Francisco. Oh my gosh, Sol Angeles. That's really funny. I didn't look at I wasn't looking at the names before. Very cool. Okay, and they all have like slightly different color combinations, which is pretty cool. So I believe this is why this was so incredibly heavy, because these are wicked heavy. And actually, and then, oh, so those were actually in here. Okay, it just has to flex. Okay, so there are those. And there's a little bit more. I don't know what all, there's room for a bunch of stuff, but I'm not sure what's supposed to go down in here. Oh, I forgot. Never mind. That's right. Because this stuff came out on accident. Okay. All right. Okay. So then we've got, oops. This is what happens when you open a really, really, really big game. You run out of table space. Okay. So then we've got some little tokens based on color. Oh, okay. Everybody has a circle and a little, I don't know what that is. Like a gene sequence or something. I don't know. So everybody gets one of those in their player color. And then for tracking something, I'm going to guess. Then got a bunch of cards and more tokens. So here's some of the cubes, like the ones I had earlier. Same color, except for way bigger. Like 4 times the size. So same thing, just really big, a big size that you don't normally see. Like really big. So I don't know if they're just a multiple of the other one or if they do something different, but we'll find out. There's those. And then these guys. What are these guys? People of some sort. So those are cute. There's a bunch of those. There's a whole bag of those guys. So there's those. Then we've got a bunch of little cards and more people, I think. These ones are, oh, these ones are blue. So they look like that. Same size, just a little bit different design. And the fronts or backs are different. If you notice, the front and the back are different on both of them. So just like a lot of design work, right? So that's cool. And then we've got some small cards. Let's see here. Okay, these are supposed to be shipment contract cards. No, too big. Okay, so this is the active player token. This one is the round token. Those two. That's what those ended up being. Okay. And then, so these are shipment contract cards, and these are regular type cards. There's some gray, like grayish brown ones and some green ones. I don't know what the difference is in those. This side is all the same, but on this side I didn't expect to be different, is different. So maybe they cost different things, and they're probably worth so many VP at the end of the game if I had to guess. So there's those. And then we have these ones. Okay, these are the, okay, so I just expected the wrong side to be different. So one side looks like this, one side looks like that. That's the deck. And then the back side is different. So on the back side of this one is a bunch of other things as well. So a lot of these look the same, but then they change. So all different kinds of things. There we go. So shipping contracts, so probably things you're going to try to need to meet to be able to get VPs. All right. And then we've got some more stuff, similar type things. Interesting. Okay, so these are subsidy cards, and they look like this on the back. And those are all the same. And then on the front is like, do this or get this. And these all look unique. So I think these are mostly like benefits. So you gain a benefit or you can use it as something else, whatever these little symbols are. So there's those. And we've got, oh, alternative subsidy cards. Okay. So these are more subsidy cards. There's some that came in the original game and then some that were part of the expansion. I don't actually know which ones were. Oh, and this one's got more than just subsidy cards. So it's got, ouch, poked myself in the eye. Research cards and project cards. Okay. So here's some more subsidy cards, and they're similar type. But some of these are part of the expansion, some of them are part of the original, so I'll keep these separate. These ones over here are actually probably part of the expansion because there's more of them, and they weren't with the research cards and stuff. So here's some research cards, and they have different things in the back. Let's see here, let me split these up. Okay, so there's different levels of research cards, 1s, 2s, and 3s. You can tell these cards aren't super slick, so they don't slide apart very easily. But here's some of the different things we're going to try to research and try to achieve. So there's different stacks of those. And then also some project cards. And there's going to have to be more of these. Here we go. So they all have this on the back. So, oh, and then there's something else in here too. So we'll come back to this. Okay. So here are all the project cards. And so they look like this on the back. And then on this side, they're going to be different. So different things you can try to work on. Probably similar to like the ship's contracts, right? Trying to meet certain objectives or gain certain benefits with these cards. And I noticed they're, oh, you know what? I wonder if these are based by player. Because I noticed, let's see, there's yellow. These might actually be based on player. Yellow, green, purple. Hold on. 30 research cards. Okay, so wait a minute. Maybe these are part of the expansion because there wasn't very many research cards. And they're supposed to be, maybe those are, I don't know. But here's a bunch more research cards. So there's levels 1, 2, and 3 again. I got to keep these separated. So you can see what they look like because I don't know which ones are the expansion and which ones aren't. Probably want to start with the easiest version. The cards don't separate really easily, so. But you get the idea of what they look like. So there's those. Those were probably the original 30. Then we've got, these look like solo. Mandatory shipment board. This must be the mandatory shipment board. I thought it was a solo board, but it's not. This is the solo board, and they're not that different, which is why. Okay, so this is the solo board here, along with these cards here. So these are some, as soon as I saw like it telling you which direction, I'm like, oh, that's going to be solo. So those are the solo cards. So there's stuff on the back too. Okay, so that's for solo play. Then we've got some more cards. So here's the rest of these cards that I was looking for. I just didn't run into them in order, so it threw me off. So let's see. I still suspect that these are going to be based on player color and that they're sort of like similar cards, just one set for each color, player color. Okay, and then there's red. So, red, purple, green, and yellow. So yeah, those seem like that. But then I've also got like blue and gray. So maybe these aren't what I think they are. Either way, they are called project cards. So there's gray ones. Oh, Space San Francisco. Okay, so some of these match our cities. Oh, maybe these are based on our cities. That makes so much more sense in player colors. Okay. So I recognize some of the names of the locations. Okay. So these are going to be based on what city boards you're playing with. So there's those. Here's some of the red ones. And you'll recognize some of these names from the city boards. Okay. putting it together now. It's hard when there's so many parts. So purples, like caulking. Okay. Adam Curie. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So there's purple. Then we've got the yellow. That's just some of them. And last but not least, green, my favorite. So it looks like some might be the same ship, but they probably, I think they all have different benefits at the bottom. Okay, then I also have these cards, which I don't remember. Oh, okay, these are definitely part of the expansion. They're initiative cards. Okay, so the back looks like this. And then these look like this. So similar, you've seen all these symbols already. So this is probably something that's in effect all the time and different things like that. Okay, so there's those, definitely part of the expansion. And then we've got a couple little packs of cards. This looks like more solo. Oh yeah, 12 solo cards, 9 solo research programs. Okay, so these are going to be solo cards, more solo cards. So similar to the other ones where you saw the different things, and then solo objectives. So interestingly enough, you look at the research cards on one versus the solo. So that makes sense. That's nice that they're easy to tell apart. So there's those. So that's everything that's in Frozen Frontier. It's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of cubes. There's a lot of inserts managing everything. There's also inserts already in here, plus this. And then tops for everything so that it stays like contained. There are cool little enclosures for what I think are actually going to be a bunch of player pieces, but I haven't figured that out yet. There's all kinds of stacks of cards and player boards and the development board, which is actually, I just realized, two-sided. Oh, interesting. So there's this side and this side. I don't know how they're different, but it's a really good size. And then that combines with the city tiles. And so you'll notice that these are like really good size. They'll dual layered everywhere. So I'm going to guess some of our tokens are going to go in here. Like these probably fit in there. And then so I'm mentioning that there's also these really cool ships and other tokens that are similar for like little stations and things that we're going to be doing. There's 4 different, enough for 4 different players. And again, all kinds of inserts and a lot going on. So tons of cards too, and different boards, but all the cardboard is like really thick. It's pretty good, it's pretty thick, and I think will be pretty durable. And I think that's everything in Frozen Frontier. I'm definitely going to need a coffee before we start playing this game. But I don't think that it's going to be, I don't think it's overly complex just for the sake of complexity, because the rulebook did not look that intense. So I do feel like it's probably just a matter of like getting everything in the right place and kind of figuring out how it works. So I'm excited to learn how to play this game. Thanks for watching Next Level Board Games.